camera, so. Let's see how Twitch is doing as well. Guessing there's nobody here, so. And my guess is correct. Just waiting for Animu. He said something about he had a comment about saying I was going live tonight, so be nice if somebody would show up. It is Thursday. Thursday is so frickin' dead here for me. Sundays are turning out to be the most popular night for streaming. Thursday night, it's like nothing going on. Nobody shows up. Let's see here. I'll check out the camera here too, and probably gonna want that to be closer, yeah. The camera's got zoom, but you lose resolution when you zoom in, so. What? Huh. It's all my crap. Tonight I should really get to Amazon. Just get me that wireless mic. Just get it done. This headset's been very inconvenient for me when doing stuff at the craft table. When I'm just sitting at the desk and doing the 3D stuff, it's not a problem because I'm not moving around. But the crafts, it's a different story. Gotta get rid of this frickin' wire. Like even right now, it's an inconvenience. It's in my way. Yeah, enough of the camera cord being in the way. Get ourselves fairly leveled here. This will be easier once I get a clamp. So. I'll have to get some water here too, so. Damn, I've had this tripod for like almost 20 years now. Still don't see anything in chat. Nobody here. Not surprised. Alright, let me put this on mute. I'll be right back. And actually, had to unplug myself because I can't reach the paint. So. One, two, three. Okay, that's working. This color correction going all funky on us. Never have enough room for anything. Yeah, it's that shirt that's really throwing off the color. It's actually a maroon shirt, if you could believe that. It's making Kirby quite bright. What else is going on here? Oh, I had a little bit of a dip there, but no drop frames. Okay. Yeah, the color correction's making everything look pretty warm. All right. Smack that damn thing. It's in my way. I'm really seriously wondering why I'm streaming it all on Thursdays. And I know I say it every Thursday, then somebody will end up showing up at some point. But Thursdays really are so freaking slow for me. Is our reference point. I think actually in here should be black. But yes, black eyes for the most part. Are you kidding me? Is that other brush in the bathroom? It probably is. Ripstream. Alright, I'll be back again. It is easily 5 degrees warmer in my room than anywhere else in the frickin' house. Even with the door open. Maybe it's the 130 watt thermal power of this processor in here. So yes. This actually has blue eyes. It shows Kirby as having blue eyes. But I don't know if I want to go into that kind of detail. Kinda wish I could see the screen right now. But I'm not too concerned about getting this white part right from the start. So I'll be painting black around it. As you could probably guess, it's a lot easier to paint a dark color over a light one than vice versa, so start with your light hues first. And that's a no-brainer. Problem with this is it does take a few minutes to dry, so it's got a little pink on the cheeks that I didn't do yet. It's already 9:45. I'm thinking I'm probably not going to paint all the way around like in these little details. Just paint the surface. Alright, let's see if I can get this name right. Fridolin? Did I get that right? Hi. This iPad screen is really hard to read for me, so I wanted to make sure I had the name right. My first viewer of the day. Or night. This probably won't take too long, so probably do a little 3D stuff after this. It's not terribly interesting, but always thinking of things that I could probably do for a stream. I've been doing the 3D stuff quite a lot. That is where I kind of built up a lot of, well, what little following I do have. Those people were showing up for the 3D things. I can't just stream 3D every time I'm on here. I'll go stir crazy. I gotta do other things. Figured, why not stream it? That's terrible. I probably can't see that. There's some funky stuff going on there. Oh, from Germany. Cool. So it's really late over there. Or early. That kind of actually works out if you like to watch a lot of morning streams your time, because I can be on here till 2, 3 in the morning. You already like what I do. That's very cool. I ha I haven't even scratched the surface tonight on all the stuff that I do. I'm sure, like other people, I'll show you some of the stuff that I do. Other than this, this is more hobby stuff here. So there's so little to paint here. So you paint your little bit, and then you wait 5 minutes for the stuff to get ready for you, and you paint the other stuff, and then you wait another 5 minutes, and then you're gonna have to wait even longer before you do your glaze. So I have no idea how this glaze is gonna come out, because I mean, theoretically it shouldn't affect the paint at all, but it might. No, it's fine. Your English is fine to me. I kind of wish I could speak other languages. I was never really taught that in school. I took a different path. But yeah, I get people from all over the world, so maybe not necessarily on Twitch, but it's cool. I can understand what you're saying. It's cool. I've seen lots of worse English from English speakers, so don't feel bad. I think our spell check generation is kind of the cause of people who are fluent in English and who can read English quite well can't spell for crap. Some machines do it for us, so. Yeah, I don't think a stream like this is very interesting, but it's cool that people show up and they're interested in it. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Like I've said plenty of times, I'm not here to entertain anybody, but if I do entertain somebody, then that's an added benefit. And some people do find me entertaining. I just want to show the world what I do and how I do it. The other stuff's a bonus. Meeting people is a bonus. And man, 30 years ago, I didn't think I would be on here streaming to the world. Yeah, I understand you. Right now, I understand you perfectly. If at some point I don't understand you, I'll just kind of ask for clarification. But even if I don't understand you, what I'm thinking is probably what you would say anyway. But yeah, don't worry about it. Just whatever you try to express is what you try to express, and I just I just go with it. So he needs little blushes there. So I think I'm probably gonna have to do now, since I'm actually really still not satisfied with that red. It takes so long to dry. I mean the feet that's like 5 coats of red. It's still a little bit streaky if you look really close in certain areas, but I figured I really can't go more than 5 or 6 without really getting picky about it. Um, this Kirby took, I want to say, just sculpting the Kirby probably took, um, I don't know, 20 minutes or so? And another 20 minutes getting the clay moving, because I've had it for a very long time. I bought it in 2009, so we're talking almost 10 years. But while it was really hard and crumbly when I first pulled it out of here, well, I had to work at it for a good 10-15 minutes or so before everything really started acting like it did when I bought it. But I was really thinking that I would have to buy more clay. But this guy took about 20 minutes, and then I spent another, off stream, I spent another 5 to 10 minutes or so. I got toothpicks here. So I used toothpicks for the limbs. Just stick toothpicks in there and try to hold it all together. I mean, the feet sort of kind of came off a little bit, so I ended up super gluing one of them. But the arms came out really well, and I also smoothed out some of the where the arms connect in here. I used a wooden tool for that. I couldn't quite get into here, and things got all cracked up, and I'm like, do I spend additional time trying to smooth that out, or do I just kind of, I mean, it looks a little sloppy, but I just kind of left it there and painted as close as I could with that. There was a couple of mistakes here and there, but you can't expect your first Kirby to be perfect. So I hope that answers your question. Wondering how much red I'm gonna need in this. Because if I stop too early, then it's gonna be about the same color as the body. So probably a little more red in here. I got plenty of color to mix, so not too much of a problem. That's pretty close to its body color. Although I could stop there and just do little corrections on, like, underneath him. I think that's a tad darker. See how it looks under here. It's just a touch darker. It needs to be a little bit more. Well, thank you. And bear with me, I really don't. I should watch chat more often than I do. I just kind of get in a groove and then I start talking and I'm just working along and stuff, and then I don't realize sometimes chat's like really flying. Some people joke about that. Oh, you ignore me in chats. I'm not ignoring you. I just, I'm just doing stuff. You know, sometimes I forget completely about chat. If it's not moving, I don't see it out of the corner of my eye. It's like I just totally forget about it. But I like doing this sort of stuff. You know, at the same time, I hold myself to such a high standard. I can be pretty hard on myself at times because I'm really good at a couple of things already. So you kind of have this mindset where it's like, you know, you're doing certain things for money, you know, as an artist, and then you try other stuff, and it's like you kind of have to expect that you're not going to be that kind of level at everything that you do. So, and you know, like stuff like painting, I used to be at a semi-professional level painting objects, basically, but I'm not there anymore. I'm wondering if that needs more red, or if I just kind of leave it that way. Guess it doesn't have to match up with it perfectly, so. But yeah, the whole perfection thing, and I'm kind of a perfectionist as it is, so. And I'm always thinking about stuff like if I decide to bring something like this to a Comic-Con, I'm going to want it to be at a high enough level that I feel comfortable selling it to somebody. I may not necessarily sell it, but if I take it to a Comic-Con, I'm gonna kind of expect to sell it then. Like when I took my perlers along, you know, if I kind of left them here, I wouldn't really think about the quality, but I brought along a lot of them with me, and I'm like, you know, I hope these are high enough quality that somebody would actually. And as it turns out, at that particular Comic-Con, it was the only sale that I made was a perler, so I made a 10-year-old kid very, very happy, and I was happy for that. I was a little sad to let my Yoshi go, but somebody really, really liked it a lot, so. I'll just leave it like that. It'll be fine, Bill. It'll be fine. Now the black. Um, but yeah, um, check. I had 59 drop frames. Oh, bugger. That's not terrible. So I don't see any spikes. I wonder where that came from. Must have been a while ago. I'm obsessed with the drop frames thing because I had a really hard time streaming. I was dropping frames left and right and stuff. And I had to put a stream delay on there, and I was fighting with different servers and stuff like that. Everything's been really smooth now. Now I'm like losing maybe an average of 100 frames every hour or so. So that's a huge improvement. That's only been like the past week and a half or so. But I'm really happy about that. I can actually do fairly high quality streams again. So let's see. This is where you kind of hold your breath and hope you don't mess up too bad, because it's black. There's definitely something up with this brush. Stray hairs coming off of it already. I don't believe it. That is very disappointing. But at least I'm giving myself some room here to work with. See, there's a freaking... I can see it. Time for the scissors. One little strand out of all those strands. It's just a little bit too long. You're doing such fine work, it really starts to show. It's frustrating. I mean, they're cheap brushes anyway, but they're not too cheap. They're not like the kind that you would find in like a paint by numbers set. No, but they're not. But it's not one of those things where you're spending $5 or $6 a brush, or even 10 or 12. And I used to be there. Instead of buying packs of brushes, I would get whatever kind of brush I need and throw down $6 or $8, and that was shit. That was 30-something years ago. Back when I was doing plastic models, and I was like in a regional circuit. They had model shows where I used to live, where I grew up. They actually had some stuff on display at a hobby store. That's a very interesting story that I could tell you about that. But oh, I gotta catch up with chat. Speak when you move. Oh, okay. Okay. It's kind of starting to come together with the German and yeah, okay. So your name is Hannah. So hi, Hannah. It's very nice to meet you. Like right off the bat, I was expecting you to be a dude. I'm not really sure why, but not even really sure how to pronounce the name. But I gave it a good shot, I guess. But do I go around that stuff and try to be as accurate as I can? I'm not really sure if I should do that. And if you're having trouble seeing anything, just let me know. Because I'm not here just to talk to people. You generally want to, you genuinely want to see what's going on, and if you're having trouble, then I'll do my best to make the experience better for you. So I'm assuming like you live on a farm, since you have a donkey? And I know that's totally not a troll thing. I have a friend who at one point in time he lived on a horse farm. He actually had a pig who grew so big that oh man, he could give my car a run for its money. I mean, he was almost as big as the car. I was like, holy crap. I'm thinking I should probably just leave the eyes alone. What do you think? But while I wait for input, back to this whole painting thing and the whole actually, oh, there's something in chat. Okay, cool. Cats, pigs, cows, and donkeys. I love cows. For some reason, cows are very cute to me. Remember back in the days when I was traveling up and down the east coast of the U.S. With my then fiance, and let's say we were like driving through Pennsylvania or something. There's a lot of farmland out there, and every time we go by a cow pasture, I go moo cow. After after about 4 hours of that, she kind of got tired of it. I was like, "What? I like cows." But what do you think? Oh, what happened to that part that? Oh, bloody hell! It's like the paint came off. What the heck? Oh, rip. I don't believe it. Well, I got some paint there. I can fix it. But I think I should just leave the eyes alone like that. I mean, it's not terribly detailed, but I think it works. What? That's cool. You live on a farm. Let's see if I can get the right color going on here. Or was that? I think I was gonna paint that in black too. Wondering if I should still do that. Let's just kind of look at it for a while. If I should just leave that alone or paint it in black or paint it in a different color, maybe try to match this. I don't know. I could do it white too and make it look like he's smiling. I don't know. See how it's gonna need a little bit more of this. Just kind of throw it on here. That's a pretty good match, actually. It's a little bit light, but what do you think? Could do black or do like a brown color or make it white. It's something like that. You have Highland cattle and they have, oh, okay, yeah, Highland cattle and they have big horns. Interesting. So they're steers like we have in Texas, I guess. Highland cattle. I'm not terribly familiar with the types of cows, but like there are Angus cows in Texas, and they have quite big horns as well. So it could be a European variant. I'm not really sure. That sounds really cool. All right, the last line, I'm going to assume that you meant which is good. I think I got that right. I mean, that's not what it says, but I'm kind of making my best guess on that. So it says with is God, but I'm assuming which is good. And again, don't worry about it. If you're, I wouldn't expect somebody. I'm assuming born and raised in Germany, would be good at typing out English, and if that's not your native language, so don't worry about that. But if I get it right, let me know. If it's wrong, we'll work something out. Oh, the color white. Okay, okay, okay. So, um, so the top part of the mouth white. That's what I'm assuming. I'll I'll wait a little bit while kind of I kind of veered off topic a little bit, but where was I going with that? I was building plastic models like back when I was, well, I did it all through high school and stuff. But I'd say I was unemployed and out of school for a couple of years. One of the things I did to keep myself busy was to go into this like regional model show thing, and I had several models on display, and I had some on display at a local hobby store. But I guess that's kind of where I was going with it with the painting and stuff. I was spending what I could on brushes, and I had an airbrush and paints and all kinds of little doodads and stuff like that, and I got really good at hand painting certain things. So I'm a little bit rusty right now because I don't do it every day. I do it a couple times a year. But yeah. Okay, yes, color white. Okay. See, there's not too much of a barrier. We work it out. So white, and I just have to. I should probably let that sit for another minute or so before I paint it over, because I put some pink on there. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of look like he's got pink teeth, because it's gonna run into the white. So I'll just let it sit for a little longer. So while I do that, I'll check Twitch again, see what else is going on. I'm wondering where Animu is, because he answered me back on Discord. I was saying I made an announcement, and he gave me a reply at 9:05, and I haven't seen him yet. He's offline, so he said he's been tired lately, and he's in school, so yeah, he's probably been doing a lot of homework and stuff, and yeah, it's probably okay now. We're probably good to go. But you know, for relatively cheap brushes, these actually aren't too bad. And there was like that one stray hair that was just kind of jutting off, but other than that, it was doing okay. It's probably going to take like 3 coats or so. But yeah, I guess you could say semi-professional when it had to do with plastic models, and I was building all kinds of stuff. You know, cars, planes, science fiction stuff. I was I was putting together stuff from Japanese, from anime and stuff back when it was really hard to get over here. I was Some of the stuff I was buying out of the back room of a comic shop, pretty much. You'd have guys that would take regular trips out into Japan and take back whatever they could uh, without being taxed heavily. Because you know, if you take it back with the intention to sell, you're gonna. It was the tariff rates were really high. I'm not sure about now. They're probably a lot lower now since it's a lot easier to get the stuff. But back then, and there were like stuff that you weren't able to take back with you unless it was for personal use. So you really had to kind of game the system and smuggle stuff. So it was a real black market type of thing. So I was building plastic models from popular anime shows at the time. Again, this is a long time ago. I'm 44 years old, so you talk about like when I was in high school. So we're talking close to 30 years, so. Okay, yeah. Be up at 5:30 and it's yep. Yeah. But before you go, are you in school or college or just kind of like living life or whatever? I mean, unless you've already gone. If you've already gone, then thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll give you a follow too if you want to follow me. Go right ahead. I'll give you a follow anyway because you came in and you talked to me. So I like being friends with people. That's was your confirmation right there is to just use white for the top of the mouth. And I like it. I like it a lot. It was good choice. Thank you. It's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, manga's not all here from Manga Shop. Oh, 100 kilometers. Yeah, that's quite a trip. It wasn't too bad for me, but yeah, I kind of had to drive out a little ways. But yeah, I imagine since you're in the countryside, you're pretty much far away from everything. So I've been there before too. Well, not in Germany, but yeah, been in the same kind of position. But yeah, at any rate, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate that. Thursdays are really slow for me, and to have anybody in here, it's very cool. Somebody from Germany too. That's awesome. I would like to visit Germany someday. Very cool. Oh, well, okay. 20 kilometers isn't too bad for the popular stuff. Yeah. Like like kind of where I grew up, if I wanted like some of the more obscure stuff, I would have to go up into Boston, which means we would have to go to the local train station, hop on the train, and of course the commuter train would probably take you a good 20, 30 minutes or so, and then take the subway up. So you're talking like a day trip. I mean, you could drive up there, but I wouldn't recommend anybody try to drive through Boston. It's just, it's terrible. But for the other stuff, you could just kind of like go down the highway and not really sure how far that was, but it's I think distance-wise about the same, but it was easier to get there by car, so it would be faster since you were in a car, but and since we don't use a metric system here in the United States, I can't convert the stuff in my head. But like when I read something like 20 kilometers, I kind of sort of know the distance in miles, sort of. Like your kilometers are actually they're actually a little bit smaller. So like in my head, I'm not good at math. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe like 15 miles or so, or 16, something like that. Which is still, I mean, it's still a trip, but you're talking 100 kilometers. Yeah, that's. I think that would be like me going from here to like Orlando, because I live in Florida now, so kind of live out sort of in the sticks, but not too far out. So Orlando is like there's no real straight shot to Orlando, so you look at about maybe just over an hour because you kind of have to go up and over and stuff, and it's like it's a pain in the butt. But as the crow flies, it's something like 65 miles or so to the outskirts, so similar. 100 kilometers is similar to that. Again, math is not my strongest thing, so ask me anything to do with numbers, I can't help you. I get a sense for things, that's about it. Okay, bus here, 1 hour to school is to drive 45 minutes. Yeah, that's quite a that's quite a distance. That's a long way. You're way out in the country then, like way out. Like where I grew up, it was a regional school. Like we'll just say like high school. It was like a regional school. So you had like three towns that all kind of got together to go at one school. So I mean, it wasn't unusual for me to be on the bus for a good 45 minutes or so, but not distance-wise. There were so many people to pick up, and so I mean, there was a lot of time waiting on the bus for people. But if you're talking distance-wise, that's quite a long ways. But yeah, I don't want to keep you either. I wouldn't want you to miss the bus. That's cool. German girl named Hannah. Thank you very much for being here. It's very awesome. I like that. I like meeting people and um, just getting to know just a little bit about other people and their daily lives and stuff, where they are and things like that. It's really neat. You know, like the internet is full of like a lot of garbage and crap, but it's also full of stuff like this too, which is really nice. Just being able to talk to all kinds of different people. And, you know, the more people you meet, you realize everybody's pretty much the same. I talk to people from all over the world, you know. Geez, even just like the past 6 years or so, just how many people I've met, all different kinds of people. And you realize everybody's the same. They'll get different traditions and stuff like that, but we're all people. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. Um, I think some of us had like music we could kind of listen to, but a lot of us just didn't. I mean, it wasn't really. It is not. It's not pervasive like it is now. Like everybody's got a smartphone or at least an iPod. You know, and you can you can take something like that. You could read a book with it. You know, instead of having to keep books in your bag or whatever, or like trying to carry around this big Sony Walkman tape thing and stuff and batteries, and it's all on your little device now. But yeah, that is good. It's good that you have something to keep the to let the time pass. Otherwise, you're just watching the same old trees and stuff go by, which is a lot of what I had to deal with. Because well, I wasn't very social either. So yeah, I figured 4:26. It's just shy of 10:30 p.m. here, so yes. So we are at let's see, we're on standard time now, so I think it's is it UTC -5 or -4? I don't quite remember. So I know there are several time zones in Europe too. So anyway, you're 6 hours ahead of me. Wasn't sure whether you're 5 hours or 6 hours. But probably put one more coat of white here and there, and then just think about glazing him up. Hopefully the glaze works out okay. This is probably not really gonna go very well because sometimes sometimes you can't really get enough coverage on there. But it's at this point I assume it's good enough. Yeah, it's not really doing much else here, so instead of going nuts with it, I'll call that. Give this a little time to set, and then I'll start working with this glaze. So probably another 5 to 10 minutes or so. Which means I gotta find some time to fill in. But yeah, you gotta leave in about an hour. So yes, exactly. Just as I said that, it popped up in chat. You can't sleep. I know that feeling all too well. Not being able to sleep really stinks. And then like you get up early like that, and you got like a whole hour to kill. You can't really be committed to any one big task because then you could lose track of time, or you could find yourself having to leave something because you had to go. It's and that's why I work nights. So It's not unusual for me to get home like after 11 p.m., 12 p.m., or a.m., like 12 a.m., or even 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. But I'll stay up till 7 or 8 o'clock, and then I'll go to bed so that, the next day when I have to be up at like, say, 2 in the afternoon. Uh, that way, I wake up, I just get ready for work or whatever, and then I just go to work. I don't have this gap of time that I have to fill in, and the whole time I'm thinking about work, and you don't want to get committed to anything. Like I wouldn't do this like an hour before work. There's no way. I would just be. So I do it all after work in the wee hours of the morning. So people say, "How do you live like that?" I've always been that way. And it works for me. I don't always get a lot of sleep, but it is what it is. But like with this stuff, I think it just said, just oh, it actually says don't shake, stir gently. Okay. Apply to big clays with finish. Let dry for 30 minutes between coats. Okay. It's pretty standard. I think it's water based. I don't really see it, but I think it's water based. I'm gonna assume it's water. Yeah, that's probably water based. There's no real smell to it. Actually, it looks like white glue. Oh, okay. Yeah, you work at night and you sleep in the day. Yeah. I used to do that too. Like when I was in high school, freshman year of high school, I picked up a job that was about 20 or 30 hours a week on top of high school. So I would go to high school, I come home 2:30, quarter to 3, I think quarter to 3. And then I would rush through some homework, go into work, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock, and I was like walking back and forth and stuff. And sometimes I get out at 9 or 10, get home to finish up homework, and go to bed. Sometimes I wouldn't fall asleep till 12, 1 in the morning, and I had to be up by about 5 o'clock. And many, many, many times um, that I would have to run to the bus stop, and then by the time I get to the bus stop, the bus would show up. So I'd be dead tired. I'd look like a zombie. I did it like I worked like 3 or 4 days a week or something. I worked I worked pretty much every weekend and a couple of days during the weekday. So and I was a little lucky in a way because I was taking up a trade. So like let's say the whole morning session would be the one class, and then I would take my college prep courses like in the afternoon. Or it'd be like the other way around. Like all morning I would take regular classes, and in the afternoon would be all shop. So if it was shop time in the morning, then it was like, the teachers were all kind of groggy and stuff too, and everybody'd be drinking coffee. And like the first half hour would be just kind of screwing around anyway. So, because the teachers they'd be calling people and doing their thing and drinking coffee, stuff like that. So we wouldn't actually get underway till about 9:30. So, yeah, exactly. I understand that completely. People would call me a vampire too. You're probably about as pale as me as well. I have a lot of European blood in me. And not because I'm a vampire. I know it didn't come out right. I apologize. Just a lot of English, Irish, and my last name is actually has Norman roots, which kind of surprised me because I thought it was a German last name, but it's rooted in Normandy. Back when they left and bought land in England and made their own coats of arms and stuff like that. So, but my first name's German, so I thought I had a lot of German in me, but I apparently don't. So, technically French, English, Irish, a little Native American in me too. So, not too much. Maybe 1/8 or 1/6. Yeah, it's probably 1/8 because it was my great grandmother. Anyway, but I've been called a vampire as well. Sleeping during the day and up at night. That's pretty much me. Like I got up at 2 and I didn't actually get out of bed till about 5. I was pretty much up the whole time, but just kind of laying in bed playing on the tablet and stuff. Just laying around. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can't sleep in school. That they don't like that. Yeah. So you have baggy eyes too. You say eye rings. Yeah. I get kind of the same thing too. Some people have it naturally too. Like some people look really tired, but they're not actually tired. It's just like how they look. But I get some pretty bad bags under my eyes, and they don't look like black eyes. But I have allergies too, so I'm sure that has something to do with it. Been having a problem with when my eyes being itchy. Kind of comes and goes, but yeah, I was looking at this clay softener too. I'm really wondering what's in this clay softener. Could probably start at the backside of him and start glazing the backside. Go from there. I'm just gonna use one of those cheaper brushes for it. But let's see how this works out. So you gotta stir this stuff up, so it's probably... Yep, there's some junk at the bottom. This looks similar to the water-based stuff that I used for my plastic models. So it's just a white water-based glaze. Like a varnish, but not a harsh type. Little drop cloth here also serves as a little rag. Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Not really sure what you mean by a 2 though. Is it kind of like a grade? I guess. No, grading systems are different in different countries. Like we kind of sort of followed what the Britons did. I can use it. Just not really much on the cap. but I can understand how like you get along really well with teachers and stuff, and they still like give you like kind of a bad grade or a more average grade than what you were expecting. Like if you work really hard and you're not really getting what you're expected. I don't know if it has to do with personality or something. But this is cool. I'm probably gonna learn a lot about stuff, general stuff. Just don't normally get a chance to talk about things like that. You can imagine most of my peers are about my age or older, so really like on DeviantArt and Twitch and stuff is really the only place where I get to talk to younger people. And then, you know, a lot of them are in the same country as me, so a lot of that stuff is just a given, so to talk about like things that go on in schools in other countries, it's neat to learn about that. So I mean, it's a long-winded way of saying it. I'm not really sure exactly what you mean, but hopefully you can explain it. I really should watch chat too. I promise I will get to chat. I gotta do like the back side of this, and I gotta leave room for me to hold on to stuff at the same time. So starting to get a little dicey here. I'm thinking to probably get away with only one or two coats of this. And I use the satin too. I don't like things that are like really, really, really shiny. I think if you just have kind of like a bit of a dull shine, it actually brings out details and colors a little bit better than if it was completely glossy. No, for fairly obvious reason. You know, if it's reflecting more light, then you know, things are going to look a little different. Since this is probably water-based, it's going to be really easy to clean up. Shouldn't go over this too many times. But yeah, this is probably only going to need like 2 coats or something. Let's kind of get into this area here. Sorry, Kirby, I gotta go in between here. Yeah, he's looking pretty good though. That's awesome. Ugh. So we'll let that sit there, and I don't know how long it's gonna take before I can touch it. Kind of just says 30 minutes between coats, so I imagine it's gonna have to let this sit for at least 5 minutes before I can do the other side. See what else is going on in chat. Let's see. Oh, 2 is very good. Okay. Yeah, he is. He's very shiny right now. As it dries, he'll kind of dull a little bit. I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't have painted that part. It's got a little stuck there. He's real shiny now, but he should dull a little bit as it dries. But I don't know how long it's going to take to dry. Let's just let it rest over here. Man, it's almost dry to the touch now. I'll let it sit for a couple minutes. They only need one coat. Yeah, he is. He's very, very shiny. Oh, that reminds me, I should show you the other thing that I did. That I should probably start coating as well. Painted this about a month ago, and it was something that I made out of Sculpey like many, many, many years ago. It was just sitting on my desk for so long. Check out that little guy. I need to coat him too. He hasn't been coated yet. I painted him about a month ago. And I want to start making little charms and stuff because I'll show you that too before you leave. We still have a little bit of time here because this isn't we don't have too much longer here. A lot of this stuff is dry to the touch already, so. It looks like your brother. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. He's but this looks a little bit goofier than the actual Goomba. But that's a plush Goomba that I have. I didn't have this when I made it, so I just kind of looked at a drawing and try to do my own version of it, I guess. It's all Sculpey. So your brother's grumpy then, this is kind of what you're saying. Suppose I should dig out the perlers and stuff here too while I kind of mess around and do stuff here, then wait for stuff to finish. I do all kinds of stuff, so. But I'll show you the jewelry too. You'll probably really like the jewelry. But I think what we'll do right now is just do the other side of Kirby, because he's pretty dry to the touch here. But there's a couple of spots here that are still kind of wet or look wet. But I'll just do the one coat for right now, and off stream I might do a second coat if I see there's like spots that look like they need to be done over. Yeah, it's really close, but I can handle it as long as I'm not rough with it. You okay? And I tell you, doing stuff like this, it's really fun for me. It's a nice break from sitting at the desk and playing games and stuff like that, or doing the 3D stuff. Sometimes you just gotta do other things. And I gotta watch Chad again, so I'll get to that in a little bit. I'm wondering where Animu's been, man. He like disappeared for a week or so too. For all I know, he's just kind of like sitting there, just kind of watching. Oh, there's some kind of dust or something on it. Yeah, he's looking real shiny now. That's going to be a dicey part right here. Now there's not much to hold on to. One last spot in there. And just gotta find a place to kind of rest them without touching too much. Are my fingers shiny? Maybe? I guess. They don't look shiny to me, but maybe it's the light. Unless if you mean like, did I get some of the stuff on my fingers? Not really. Maybe one or two spots that got a little bit of stuff on there, but not really. I mean, it looks like white glue. How do I gotta put this guy somewhere without it sticking to everything. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe a couple of spots here and there, a little. Not too bad. This part of my finger is, but I have new skin on here because I got a cut there. I cut myself pretty bad there 2 days ago, so I've been using new skin on it. It's healing quite quickly. But it's more for like if I want to do stuff like this, it's really hard to do it if you're wearing a band-aid. So I got some new skin and it's working a lot better. I can actually do clay with it without the cut keep on like flopping around and stuff. It's not bleeding or anything, but gets uncomfortable, and then you have to scrub it out and stuff, and it's a pain in the butt. Oh, okay. He does look derpy. He does. He does look derpy or goofy or whatever. But let's see here. Show you some of the jewelry that I've been making here. See if we can actually see some of the stuff here. So made a pair of earrings. So I made a lot of earrings, but I've been kind of teaching myself how to wrap things and make eye hooks and stuff like that. And I mean, it's just don't be knocking Kirby around, Bill. There. But yeah, just and this is just like jewelry wire that's holding this together. So I got a pair of those. And this was my first attempt here, so the wrapping's not great. You probably can't see that, but kind of worked that out. So I have other stuff on social media too, stuff that I've given to my niece and actually sold some of it. So it's another little design that I kind of came up with. And I've made my first real necklace, I guess you could say, on stream. if I can grab it. So here's a necklace. So it's similar to a design that I saw for a necklace that they were selling on AliExpress. I was like, I can make that. So it's just jewelry wire. It's got a little lobster clasp on the back end of it. So I've been making stuff like that. You weren't here for the craft haul thing that I did, but I bought a bunch of beads and stuff today with cash that I made from certain things over the past couple of months and Christmas bonus and stuff like that. You know, it's all cash stuff. So I mean, that's when I bought the glaze and other things and drawing pads, stuff like that. So yeah, the earrings are pretty big. In fact, and they're actually not as big as some of the other ones I made. Some of the other ones were like really ridiculous. So if we're looking at like this is in centimeters here. So really you're looking at 450 400 let's see if I can find a center. Like maybe 470 millimeters or so. But they're not huge, you know. The other ones are big. The other ones are bigger. Like bigger beads too, so these are quite a bit bigger around. Let's see if I can find a center here. It's really gonna be like 5 centimeters or so around. They're pretty big, but I really have like no guide here. I don't have anybody that I can like have wear for me or stuff. So I just kind of try to make something that looks halfway decent. Like you see how long these are. To the hook, they're about 7 centimeters or so. So like about somewhere around 3 inches. The necklace is, I think, a necklace is 17 inches long. Whatever that works out to be in metric. So it's a fairly long necklace, but it's wearable. This guy should be almost dry to the touch. So from there, I'll probably just glaze the Goomba. Yeah, 4.5, very big. They are. But you know, some people like big hoop earrings. I mean, there are regular hoop, like wire hoop earrings that are a lot bigger than that too. But it's they're. I guess it depends on the person too. You know, if you're a smaller person, I guess petite or whatever, they could be quite large. I know a lot of this stuff is kind of maybe in mind for my niece to wear. She's about 10 years old now, and it'd be pretty big on her. You know, when she grows up, they'll work out a little better. But yeah, just gotta plug away at it until you find you know, you find a good size for people. And yeah, I mean, if I can't really do anything with them, I'll just give them to my niece. But now we're looking at perlers. Let's see how this is showing up without knocking Kirby for a loop here. I probably have to move that up a little bit. There we go. Let's move. Kirby's almost ready to carry. Just waiting for him to dry. So this was actually my first Perler ever. It's not perfect, you know. I went a little crazy in places, but got a little warped. And as you can imagine, I have Kirby. This was a lot of fun to do. I have an 8-bit Kirby here. Again, it got a little bit too melty on the one side here, but and Mega Man. Yes, exactly. Sailor Moon. Yep. I think this sprite was from an SNES game. There's a Sailor Moon SNES game. I think it's Japanese only. So I actually played a little bit of it on emulator. And Bub from Bubble Bobble. This was my second Perler ever, so. And it got a little melty in here, but you know, what can you do? Some people like it fused together. You just kind of have to find that happy spot where it doesn't get too warped. And like up on the top here didn't get quite enough, so you know, just takes a little finesse. Cool. Thank you. And let's see, this my niece made back in September. I went up to visit them for the weekend. And I got my niece and nephew into Perlers. I bought them a bunch of Perlers and you know, stuff like Crayola markers and color pencils, and we bought coloring books and paper and all kinds of art stuff. So we were making Perlers like all one afternoon. It was a lot of fun. And this is what my nephew made me. He burned the one side. You know, he was all upset about that. I was like, it's all right. Just work at it on the other side. Just kind of go easy on it, and it came out good. He's really hard on himself too. He's like, it's not perfect. Why did I do that? It's like, it's your first Perler. Don't even worry about it. You'll get better at it. You just got to keep doing it. So, but yeah, he has very high expectations for himself too. So I understood that. Niece is like, oh, this one's kind of bad. Oh, okay, I'll do another one. So she realizes like when she's bad at something, she just goes right along, does the next thing, doesn't even care. She doesn't get worked up over it. But let's see how Kirby is doing. Yeah, he's actually still quite shiny. Mostly dry to the touch, I would say. I wouldn't go playing with it yet, but this might be fine, just the one coat. So yeah, he's a little shiny. It's okay, I guess. We'll give it some time. It might dull out a little bit because it's still. I mean, it's dry to the touch, but it's still. I can still kind of feel where you're gonna have some give to it, and if you really scratch at it, you're gonna take the coating right off. So it says 30 minutes between coats and a full day for full cure. So he may actually dull out quite a bit over the day or the night. Oh, okay. Yep. Up in 25 minutes. So, yeah. You got to do what you got to do. And thank you so much for stopping by and putting up with me. I really appreciate it. And your name is Hannah, if I remember correctly. But yes, thank you so much, hun, for stopping by. I appreciate it. You made my evening because there was nobody else here and I was feeling lonely like always. And oh, there's nobody here. It's such a dead time. And you took some time out of your morning and watched me paint Kirby. I really appreciate it. It's awesome. Thank you. And have a good day. Have a really good day. Hopefully I'll see you again sometime. Okay. I'd say good night too, but it's morning, so have an excellent morning, hun. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and coat my little Goomba here, and see if anybody else shows up. Yeah, if not, what can you do? Hey, somebody else did show up. I have not seen you in a very long time, Leviathan. It's okay. It's alright. Yeah, people are busy. What can you do? Gosh, how many months has it been? When was it? October? I think was the last time you were here? Or November? I want to say it was October, but and if you missed it, a wonderful girl from Germany just put up with me for a good, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. Oh, look at that. The bottom got all gnarly here. How did that happen? Gonna have to paint over this? Ah, rip. Rip my life. I don't think I did any special mixing with it, so I can just grab the color, paint over it. Yeah, that's what I figured, maybe October. I'm waiting for Kirby to dry. Oh, jeez. Now I'm dropping him. Ah, Bill, please. Come on, stop it. I sculpted, quote unquote, Kirby during the last stream on Sunday. And I painted him off stream for the most part, except for I didn't do the facial details until I got here on the stream. So I did this, and I just gave him a coat of glaze. So in about 30 minutes, he'll be ready to have another coat, but I don't think he's going to need another one. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I did a crafts haul earlier too, before starting this up, but no, of course nobody was here, so rip my life. But I bought a lot of stuff, a lot of beads and jewelry crafting stuff mostly. And I bought a really cool tabletop easel that I think will work out really well whenever I get to my next Comic-Con. Thanks. Thank you. I mean, he's not perfect, but you know, for first attempt, I'd say it's not bad, not bad at all. I'm gonna need another cap here. This stuff is all drying up. I use plastic bottle caps to mix all the stuff up, so it's easy to work with. But I think, again, for my first attempt at trying to make Kirby out of Sculpey, it came out pretty good. Really only gonna need one drop of this, so. It's got all gnarled up down here for some reason. I don't know what happened, but. It should be the same color. Let's double check. That's probably the color that I used. Golden brown. I think I have 3 different browns here. I'm not sure. If I only have 2, then that's what it is. Just a regular brown. Yeah, probably. So it should be fine. I don't know why I got all kind of gnarly down there. It's weird. It's not covering very well either. All that for a couple of gnarly bits. But yeah, it's been a very long time since I've seen you. I'm gonna mention it again. I haven't seen Outer Linux in a very long time either. Probably a month or so. Haven't seen Animu in about a week, other than briefly in Discord. Do you have a Discord? Excuse me. Because if you're a frequent user of Discord, I made a server a couple of weeks ago, so not really much going on with it right now, but I broke down and got a Discord. There were some people in this community that this Blender artist kind of made a while back, and they kept bugging me about getting a Discord. And of course, one of my old gaming buddies has a Discord. And after a while, I was like, oh, okay, I'll go get one. Fine, you guys win. I'll get one. So made an account, and then I made my own server because everybody's making their own server. So figured I would make one too. There's only 2 other people on there right now, but kind of like to build it up a little bit so we can all kind of chat about stuff when I'm not streaming. Because I could actually stream every night, but it's kind of tough streaming at like 3 a.m. I'm not going to get a lot of traffic. Especially for what I'm doing. If you're gaming, you know, there's always somebody up wanting to watch somebody play a game, but when it comes to this, it's a little difficult. It's hard enough competing with that stuff during prime time. When it's like 3 in the morning, it's like, yeah, okay. Be lucky to see one person show up, and probably not even show up in chat. They'll just show up and watch for a few minutes and then leave. So, been really tough going, but slowly building up a following. Hi, Miss Godmellion. I really should check my chat more often. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I should show you that too. It's not Skeletor. And yeah, with the Discord, I mean, like if you're interested in joining my server, you'd be welcome to do so. I trust you. Miss Got a Millionaire on it. So if you're interested, I'll whisper you the invite, and hopefully I don't get too lazy and you know actually approve the ad or whatever you want to call it. But on my shirt is not Skeletor. It's actually a dead Dirk the Daring. So if you're not familiar with that, I'll show you the shirt anyway. But so how am I gonna? I'm just gonna have to let him stand. He's gonna have his back to everybody, so I apologize for that. He's in silent protest. But about the shirt, it's from Dragon's Lair. So if you're familiar with Dragon's Lair, that's the it's what you see when Dirk is dead. You know, it shows him as a skeleton, and it says "Game Over" on the bottom. But The camera's not at a very good angle right now for me to show you the shirt. I'd have to move some stuff around. But yeah, it's getting harder to keep this brush clean because now it's got glaze all over it. It's water-based, but I'm trying to keep it alive. I know I'm sitting here, it's like I'm trying to save a 10-cent brush. Jesus, Bill. But actually, if you want to see my messy bed, I'll angle this. I'll angle this up a little bit. See what I can do. This is guerrilla style here. Okay, so just bear with me. This is the shirt right here. So it says game over on the bottom, and it's got a dead Dirk on the bottom. This is Dragon's Lair. It's one of the pieces of swag that I got when I gave money to the Indiegogo campaign. Don Bluth, for a long time, has been wanting to make a Dragon's Lair movie. So when he announced his Indiegogo campaign, I was all over it like white on rice, man. I was like, oh, yes. I threw like 65 bucks at him and got a bunch of swag and a lot of digital content. It's really worth it. Stuff to like help you draw and things of that nature. Some like newsletter stuff that's been out of print for a while and cool stuff, you know. I got like a pin and here's a pin and got like a signed print and a signed postcard. Postcard's right here. Don Bluth, Gary Goldman. Oh. But let's see. There's really nothing I can do right now. I'm just waiting for Goomba to dry so that I can coat his feet. So I'm really trying to keep this brush alive. But Miss Melian, you saw part of this process, so he is pretty much done now. Kirby is done. I see fit to mention again that somebody from Germany stopped by and watched the stream for, I don't know, over a half hour, I would say. Girl named Hannah who lives on a farm and she has cows. And she has a pet donkey. Really cool stuff. But she's like, she'll be heading to school in like 10 minutes, so she had to leave. But I love talking to people from other countries and, kind of getting to know how they live and stuff like that, just because there are differences depending on the country. We had a lot of things in common too, so. By interesting, do you mean the shirt or Kirby? I assume you mean the shirt. I love the shirt. It's really cool. I'm a little afraid to wear it around all the time because it's so new. I don't want to get stains on it or anything like that, And here I am doing all this kind of stuff, but I mean like everyday stuff running around. This I'm usually really, really neat about, so. Goomba he's almost ready to handle. Technically, I could do it now, but I'm going to give him a couple of more minutes, maybe. So, what else? What else can I fill the time with while I'm kind of waiting? Yeah, exactly. What can go wrong? But I'll tell you what. Um, Back in shop class, they used to call me Mr. Clean. I was the only one in the class who could show up to shop wearing a white shirt and leave without getting any dirt on it. So they started calling me Mr. Clean. It didn't always work out that way, but usually, and then it was like, oh, it's because you didn't do any work. It's like, hell no, I did plenty of work today, man. Come on. I did 3 hours of work. Well, you're Mr. Clean then. I guess I am. One of the few things I miss about high school. Actually, I'm gonna end up throwing that brush away. That looks really gnarly. That brush is gonna go in the trash. It's a freaking $10 brush bill. Don't even... Please, come on. I mean 10 cent. Why do you even say that? It's 10-cent brush. I bought like a brush set for $10. They're actually the bristles are actually halfway decent. They're really not bad for the price. But I was talking about that earlier about how I was doing stuff with plastic models and bringing them to shows and stuff at a semi-professional level, and I used to spend a lot of money on brushes. I got really good at hand painting very fine detail, so it's been a number of years since I've done that regularly. So like to like a layman who would think this looks really good, and I'm like, oh no, it's like it's freaking terrible and it's all blah. It's because I come from that background so many years ago when I used to paint such fine detail and stuff. But yeah, yeah, it is impressive. I admit it's an impressive feat. But then you figure what I was doing in shop class too. Um, I mean, I have a 4-year trade certificate in basically residential wiring. So by trade, I'm an electrician. But in shop class, we had these stations where you could do wiring projects, and your senior year, kind of like your thesis, I guess, in a way, would be to wire a house, a one-story house, or no, I think it was 2 stories. But it was a mock-up that was actually in the class, inside the building. That was like your senior project, and you would be graded on it. So you would have to take all the knowledge that you learned the 3 years prior, and this is the same stuff that you would learn in real life. Go figure. And I don't remember what I scored on it. It was maybe an A minus. But I was also doing other projects on top of that too. But that was like your senior thing. You had to plan it out from start to finish. You'd have to draw out your own schematic and figure out what circuits you had to run and what kind of load you needed on the circuits, and work all that stuff out. Work out all the materials, prices, pricing and stuff like that, labor, the whole thing. So really training you how to be a contractor, and then actually going to the mock-up and actually doing it all. So of course I really don't have anything to show for it now, but it actually really taught me a lot about business at a very early age. So, if nothing else, that's what I got out of it. All right, how do I... Actually, did I get a lot of that? I'm not sure if I got all of it in here. I'm gonna need to prop him up somehow. Well, thank you, Miss Melian. I appreciate that. Leviathan Spawn took pottery back in high school, and it was very messy. Yes. In fact, my last stream could have been very messy indeed because I've had this brick of DOS clay sitting in a drawer since 2009 and never opened it. And what I found was not what I was expecting. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just I was not expecting a natural wet clay. And the outer surface was like drying on my hands within 10 minutes. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this for a stream. I don't have like a bowl of water here with me. I don't have the stuff laid out so that I can catch all that like on the table. And I was just like, I'm gonna try the Sculpey. It's been a while. It feels really hard, but I'm gonna try it. But it actually worked out. But pottery is very, very messy. I never really quite got into it, I guess. I mean, I did it, but not in high school or anything. I was more doing like drawings of mecha and you know, the plastic model thing and that kind of stuff. Glad everybody's here. That's very awesome. I've not forgot about you, Animu. So who's your other favorite streamer? So I'm pretty much done. See, like, you're always fashionably late. You show up when I'm just about done. It happens all the flippin' time. So it ends up turning into an IRL stream. And then the trolls show up, and then we have to ban the trolls. And but I was talking about you here and there. I was like, where is he? Man, I saw him on Discord at like 9 o'clock. Where is he? He hasn't been here for like a week. Hope he's alright. We love you, man. We love you. We really do. You two right there. Well, really three. Miss Godmelion and Animu are like my most loyal followers, I guess. I appreciate everybody who comes by and especially follows, you know. But even if you just like stop in and go, hey, I like what you're doing, and then you leave, hey, thank you. I don't mind. But you guys right there, you guys. Go easy on him. He's sensitive. He's mostly dry to the touch. Mostly. But Animu, this I did the Kirby today. I did the Kirby. And y'all missed the craft hall. But I have all kinds of beads. I'm gonna make stuff with wooden beads and the hell is that style they call now? Bohemian. So I got Oh, this is I didn't tell anybody about this yet. So I get all this stuff. I'm at Michael's for like an hour and 20 minutes or something. Well, thank you for the comment on Kirby. Yes, I remember Kirby Gandalf very much so. It's not fresh in my mind, but I do remember it. It was very cool. Once I figured out it was Gandalf, because I don't remember exactly what I was working out, but I had something. It was totally off, but it was like, but it was the picture quality. I was trying to work something out, and then it was like, oh my god, I see the beard now, and then there's like everything just kind of came together. But I'm at Michael's for like over an hour, and I'm trying to figure out all of this bead stuff that I want to get, because it's like okay, I need some cording. Then there's a whole freaking aisle on cording. It's like, what do I get? Oh, there's this on clearance, but am I going to use all of it? Oh, there's this over here. Oh, there's that. Oh, there's elastic stuff. Oh, and it's like I don't even know what the hell I want to make yet. So anyway, I grab it all, and it's all like in this basket. And it's getting like really heavy and stuff. So I'm checking out, and she's ringing all the stuff through, and I'm paying it all in cash because it's all like from it was all like profits from stuff I sold at last Comic Con, and I got like a cash bonus at the end of the year from work and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll just spend about maybe $80. If I go over that, it's fine. I got like 100 something in my pocket. If I spend around 100, that's fine, or even 110. So she rings all of it through and scans the two coupons that I had. One of them was 25% off your entire purchase, including sale items, and it was only good for Thursday from 3 p.m. to close. So it was like I wasn't even expecting that coupon, but I found it on the phone. I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I'll use this. I didn't know I could use both, but I used both. So she's reading off the total, and I'm just kind of like looking at my stuff or whatever, and she's like, 199, and I look at her and go, really? And she goes, yeah, I took like it took like a total of $30 off of your whole purchase. And I was like, how much is this? I bought a tabletop easel. I was like, how much is this easel? Because I remember the shelf that I grabbed it off of said it was like 50 something dollars, but I thought it was like 10. She's like, oh, $10. And then I look up at the sign and it said $100.99. I was like, she said 199. I'm like, how the hell am I walking out of here spending $200? And I'm like, oh, $100.99. Like, I can handle this. It's still $100, but it was $100 that's like just play money that I was going to spend on this stuff anyway. So now I'm done with my rant or funny, whatever you call it. Yeah, I thought it was like fire. I thought it was a fire breather or something. Yeah, exactly. I thought Kirby was breathing fire, and that's the thing about Kirby. Kirby can suck something into his mouth, and sometimes he can take on the attributes. So if he like eats some kind of fire dude, he can breathe out fire. Kirby's awesome like that. See, naturally, I assume it's whatever picture I was looking at. I was like, oh, he's breathing fire, and it's like it's Gandalf. I'm like, oh my god, it's the beard. I was like, I get it now. And it wasn't the quality of the drawing; it was the quality of the picture of the drawing. Because you took a picture of the drawing, and but it was hard to make out all the details. But once you said it was a Gandalf, and I started looking at stuff, I was like, oh, I get it. That's pretty good. I think Miss Got a Million saw that too. I'm not sure. There's still a couple of spots that maybe shouldn't be handled, but they're not reachable. We'll see how this glaze works out. I got a satin glaze, but right now it still looks very much shiny. but they say it takes 24 hours to cure fully. So the they're probably gonna get dull as the hours go by. I'm hoping. If not, well, yeah, what can you do? I'll get some other kind of glaze that's like a flat glaze or something. Okay. Well, you have a good night, Leviathan. It's been a very, very long time. Yes, absolutely. I'll send that link to you through Whisper, and just join up. Um, it's got like a half-hour expiration, but I'll I'll do it right now. That's what I should do. I should do it right now. So for the rest of you, just kind of check out my two Nintendo characters while I do this. I'll probably be moving the camera around and stuff and doing all that stuff. Anyway, so feel free to just talk about whatever while I pull up this. And to use the copy button. Yes, I'm fully aware of that. And there's that. And if he gets it right away, then I'll get an approval thing. Now I only got mods. That's fine. The more swords in chat, the better. Because we all know how that can turn out. There's always somebody, like if I'm doing an IRL or I'm just like talking for a while, and people will pop in, just trying to make people angry. Oh, you're autistic. It's such an old, stupid insult. It's just stupid. So guys, just feel free to time anybody out who kind of jumps in and starts talking about autism. It's just stupid. It's really stupid. Personally, I don't care, but I'm here for you guys, even though I'm not here to entertain anybody. Although if I do entertain somebody, that's a plus, that's a bonus. I'll say that all the time. I'm not here to entertain anybody. But if I do, so much the better. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do some cleaning up. If I'm going to shift the focus of this to something else. I said earlier that, if things work out in time, I was going to maybe do a little 3D stuff. So Misgot a Million are alpha mods, I guess you could say. I don't think any of you guys actually banned anybody or timed anybody out. I think the Outer Linux came close to doing that with one person. Saying something about how like you check the person's Twitch page or something and said it was really, really, really fishy. So I kind of went over and I kind of looked at it and I did my own, whatever you call it. I think it was an outright ban. Uh, well, let's see. This is what I probably should do is clean up my brushes, check my frame rate. Still only 59 drop frames. There was like one hiccup early on. I'll leave that here for right now, and I'll do... Oh, that's not there, is it? To add some text here. see if I can do this. This is Gorilla Style OBS. So I'll clean up my brushes real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll move the camera, because we're done with Kirby. So be right back.